I just got to know and meet Cletus, so I'd call us friends or whatever, but I have the utmost respect for him, the fact that he wants to do this right.
NASCAR fans were caught off guard in the best way possible when Cup Series driver Carson Hocevar gave an unexpected shout-out to none other than YouTube personality Cletus McFarland after his run at Bristol. What started as a friendly comment quickly turned into a major endorsement, a real acknowledgement of Cletus's growing influence, not just online, but on the actual racetrack. Hocevar laughed as he said, "I envy his job. He's got a racetrack, Crown Vic races, and a whole world of fun. I want to win on Sundays, but man, he's living the dream." It wasn't just locker room talk. This was a respected NASCAR driver tipping his hat to someone who, just a few years ago, was better known for burnouts than podiums. And that's where the story of Cletus McFarland gets really interesting. Cletus, known off-track as Garrett Mitchell, didn't follow the usual NASCAR ladder. There were no early karting trophies or long nights wrenching with a late model team. His journey started on YouTube back in 2009, building fast cars, launching wild projects, and entertaining millions with a self-branded redneck persona and a love for all things loud, fast, and over the top. While other drivers were chasing sponsorship deals and grinding through local dirt tracks, Cletus was chasing horsepower numbers and internet views. Whether it was drag racing his bodiless Corvette Leroy, pushing his 3,000 horsepower El Camino mullet, or hosting burnout contests at his own track, the Freedom Factory, Cletus carved out a lane that no one else was driving in. But eventually, that lane merged with something bigger, real professional motorsports. In 2020, Cletus made one of his boldest moves yet. He bought the abandoned DeSoto Speedway in Florida. To most people, the place looked like a lost cause. The stands were empty, the asphalt was cracked, and the local racing scene was fading away. But Cletus saw potential. He rebranded it as the Freedom Factory and turned what was once a forgotten track into a thriving grassroots hub. Thousands of fans showed up for his Cletus and Cars events, burnouts, drag races, Crown Vic team races. It didn't matter what was happening on the track, the atmosphere was electric. And all of it streamed online to hundreds of thousands of fans who couldn't get enough of his wild style. The Freedom Factory quickly became more than a racetrack. It became a statement. It proved that Cletus could bring motorsports to a younger, digitally connected audience that traditional promoters were struggling to reach. And somewhere between the viral burnout clips and the YouTube success, a new spark started to catch. Cletus didn't just want to host racing, he wanted to do the racing himself. And when he jumped in, he didn't just dip a toe in the water, he went all in. When Cletus made his ARCA debut at Daytona, critics dismissed it as a gimmick. A YouTuber trying to run with the pros? Surely it was just for clicks. But they were wrong. Sure, his first race ended in a DNF after getting caught up in a wreck, but the way he handled it said everything. He didn't make excuses. He didn't hide behind his YouTube fame. He took accountability, showed humility, and made it clear that he was hungry to improve. That attitude set the tone for what came next. In his second start at Talladega, he shocked a lot of people by finishing 10th, proving that Daytona wasn't a fluke. Then came Charlotte, where after a chaotic restart and some contact, he still pulled off a 9th place finish. These weren't lucky breaks. These were signs that he was actually getting better, race after race. By the time he showed up to Bristol, his first short track race, he qualified 20th, held his own all night, and still managed to finish 17th despite blowing a tire late in the run. No win, no trophy, but respect earned. And NASCAR was paying attention. That Bristol race brought another twist. NASCAR did something bold. They allowed fans to ride along with Cletus live via an in-car camera streamed on YouTube. The result was staggering. Over 35,000 live viewers tuned in to watch a guy who used to film garage stunts now wheel it on a real racetrack. Think about that for a moment. That's 35,000 people watching ARCA on YouTube, many of them likely watching their very first ARCA race ever. For NASCAR, it was proof that Cletus wasn't just a sideshow. He was a gateway, a bridge between digital audiences and real motorsports. Fans who had never watched a lap of ARCA before were now locked in, cheering, learning, and staying engaged. That's what people are starting to call the Cletus effect. And it isn't just fans who are paying attention. Back in the garage, the buzz is real. Cletus isn't being brushed off as just a YouTuber anymore. Drivers like Christopher Bell and Alex Bowman have gone on record with genuine praise. Bell said, "He's doing it his way, and I respect that." Bowman added, "He's surrounded himself with smart people and doing it the right way." When drivers of that caliber are giving you credit, it says a lot. Even NASCAR legend Greg Biffle has stepped in, giving Cletus tips, mentorship, and insider coaching that most rookies could only dream of. That's not just good PR. That's validation from drivers who've lived and breathed this sport their entire careers. Even Kevin Harvick, one of NASCAR's fiercest competitors and sharpest critics, has acknowledged what Cletus is building. When Cletus appeared on Harvick's podcast, it wasn't all backpats and easy compliments. Harvick was blunt about the grind of NASCAR, the pressure, and the sacrifices. But even he admitted that Cletus was putting in the work, staying humble, and showing a real commitment that goes far beyond social media hype. That kind of cosign means a lot in this sport, especially coming from a veteran who has seen every type of driver come and go. What sets Cletus apart from other so-called celebrity racers is transparency. He doesn't just post highlight reels, he shows the bad days too. The crashes, the blown corners, the mistakes on restarts. He even jokes about it, saying things like, "I think I ran every line in 3 and 4 and just roasted the right front." He owns his mistakes, laughs at himself, and then straps back in for the next race. That kind of vulnerability is what fans connect with, because it's real. And in a sport that sometimes struggles to show its personalities, Cletus is bringing a level of openness that NASCAR desperately needs. Looking ahead, Cletus has already confirmed he's not done with ARCA. Team co-owner Mark Rhea of Rhea Jones Racing has said they're planning an 8 to 10 race ARCA schedule in 2026, along with some super late model appearances throughout the year. The goal is simple: more seat time, more experience, more data. It's part of a long-term path that could, one day, lead to even bigger series. But the big question remains: is Cletus McFarland actually trying to become a full-time NASCAR driver? Right now, no one knows, not even Cletus himself. What's clear is that he's doing it his way. He isn't chasing traditional development contracts. He isn't backed by million-dollar sponsors pushing him into a seat. He's built this opportunity through content, through community, and through consistency. He's carved his own lane, and for the first time, NASCAR is beginning to drive alongside him in it. And that matters, because NASCAR needs more drivers like Cletus, not just for the drama or the fan base, but for the energy he brings. The sport is evolving, audiences are younger, attention spans are shorter, and personalities are more important than ever. Cletus brings all of that and more. He isn't just racing for trophies, he's racing to inspire, to prove that passion, digital reach, and a little bit of chaos can shake up the system. At the end of the day, Cletus McFarland may have started out as a burnout king with a GoPro and a dream, but now he's so much more. He's a driver earning respect, a builder creating opportunities, and a disruptor changing the way we think about motorsports. He's shown that you don't need to come from the traditional pipeline to make an impact. All you need is heart, hustle, and the courage to do things differently. Whether or not he ever runs a full Cup season, one thing is for certain: he's no longer just a YouTuber who races. He's a racer who happens to be one of the biggest content creators in the world. And if you ask Carson Hocevar, he might just have the best job in all of motorsports. So what do you think? Is Cletus the future of fan-first racing? Or is NASCAR taking too big of a risk by letting an internet star shake up the establishment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and subscribe for more NASCAR news and stories that go beyond the checkered flag.